How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AngelsBobs Plus here in Factorio. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. Episode 93. Yes. In the last episode, we went over a lot of the things we did. Well, pretty much in between that little spurt of technical difficulties and the holiday season. But now we are back into our regular scheduled programming. So, in the last episode, we finished off on getting the Bottleneck outpost going. I still have to connect it to the depot. Actually, I gotta finish building the depot for the Bottleneck. That is currently not built, and then that will be another ore being brought in. Now, the last two ores, the rubyite and the sapphirite, we're getting the sapphirite from a local mine, and it is being pretty much fully tapped, and I don't expect us to need to replace this anytime soon. There is 10 million, so I think we're fine there. We don't have to get a sapphirite ore train going. And then for stereotype, or not stereotype, the rubyite, we also have a local mine, which is at 8.7 million. So again, another one that I don't think we're going to run out of for a good while, I suppose. We're able to get pretty much a full 2 yellow belt in. So for now, those two, we won't have to worry about getting trains. So let's go ahead and go finish up the depot side of the Bottleneck, just so that way we can get that train running and we can get that tin and other resources we need flowing. So yeah, so let's get into today's episode. I suppose we'll, with mine made, or the depot made, and then I think we'll focus on continuing the push towards cobalt steel. Well, actually, we really can't do any more for the cobalt steel because we're limited by the research. So perhaps we'll look at what we can do to try to speed up the research without hitting any more research belt, because that has been a very common theme. So it looks like we actually just have to do the underground for this. That should be good. Maybe. Well, I don't have any regular belts, so we'll just do red. Here's things up. Okay. I suppose we could put this into a warehouse, but the way I want it to merge onto the belt with all this other Bottleneck is I want it to be basically we're doing this. So it's going to prioritize the outsides to make sure that this mine gets all used up, and then any underflow instead of underflow of Bottleneck will be supplemented with all of the ore from the train. We could actually probably put a splitter here. Yeah, so that way it has access to everything. And then, let's see. Thought I should have Bottleneck, yes. Cool, so let's go ahead and name this to Bob Depot. Go, and then train, you add Bob Depot, empty cargo. The reason I do the inactivity is just so that way, if it is an outpost that eventually just doesn't have enough production, or it has run out, 5 seconds of inactivity will allow the train to leave that outpost, and then go back to the depot, and then hopefully it will pick one that actually has ore. Obviously, there's still a chance it would pick this one, but usually we'll see that, oh hey, we're not getting as much Bottleneck, and we'll go around and deal with it. But it's not something that's going to happen very often, because most of these outposts have millions of ore, so I'm definitely not concerned about it that much. Well, that's going. Did I set the train to automatic? No, I don't need tutorials. Yes, it is on automatic, so it will do its thing once it's full cargo. It usually takes a little bit, but once it does go, we'll have quite a considerable stockpile. Just like the Steertite, and the Steertite's now finally running, and the Steertite is fully loaded up, and so yeah. Cool, so that's now set up, so let's go see what is limiting us on our science. If I'm correct, it is still purple that I have disconnected, and awesome. The classic. When you drive, you plop the car down, or you're picking it up, and you accidentally pull up a belt of science, and then you never go reconnect it. That happens all too often for me. Robots. Robots. Come on, robots. Oh, we're out of robots. I'm like, why are we not upgrading this? It's because the damn robots. Okay, upgrade all this robots. They're not robots, they're robots. That's what I'm gonna rename the bits on the Twitch channel for that, or to that. Also reminds me of Futurama. Awesome. Alright. Purple looks really nice in the Disco Science Labs. I try to stay, as much as I enjoy the Disco Science mod, I try to stay away from it just because it doesn't bother me any. However, I do know there are some individuals who the lights could, or the light pattern could, you know, trigger some epileptic seizures. Having my morning coffee. Also, sorry about the episode being a little bit later today. I was up late last night playing a game of Hearts of Iron and ran out of time before I could record. But all is well in the universe. The episode still came out. Well, this episode will be coming out whenever it's done being processed and uploaded to YouTube. It's like as fresh as it gets, besides being on a live stream, which, by the way, we stream Fridays and Saturday evenings around 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes, Eastern. Had to question what time zone I was in for a minute. And then we usually stream either, I've been streaming a little bit of Overwatch, but I've been kind of taking a break from that game because it's been very rage inducing. Or I'll be streaming games like Hell Let Loose, Hearts of Iron, and then sometimes Factorio. It just depends. Just depends on what I'm doing. Last week, or I say last week, but like 2 weeks ago, we did The Forest for a while. That was really, really fun. So definitely, if you haven't already, go check it out. Link for it is in the description. Okay, so it looks like we need, yeah, just red circuits. Okay, so what are red circuits dependent on? Red circuits are lacking green circuits. Green circuits are lacking solder. Solder is lacking tin. Tin is lacking. Oh wait, I forgot. That was another thing we did in between episodes. We did better tin. Well, I say better tin, but we have directly ore sorted tin. So to that side of the base. Without hitting anything. I think next time I build a factory, I'm putting in roads. Dedicated highways. So I think this is gonna be, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's actually gonna be in the way. Huh. What do we do with this? Actually, why is it stopped? Oh, crud. Because it's doing that, okay. There's 269. The perfect amount of resources are there. Let's see. Actually shift this for input priority right, input priority left. We want to prioritize the mine over the extra ore right now because I want to get this fully mined out and just finished, so that way, and try not to unpower it, just so that way we can get rid of these miners. Now, of course, I could just pick them up and we don't have to mine, or even just the ones that are in the way, but that's wasteful. We've already invested in the infrastructure. We might as well finish it. But we don't have to. If it does become a problem, we'll just not continue. Alright. So let's go ahead and take what little bit of bob we are getting. Go connect it. Actually, have not thought about how we're going to connect it down here. So it's going to come in up here. These are where the 12 slots are going to come in. So then it just becomes, how do we connect it? So we could try... Oh, crap. I also just thought of a very interesting thought. Here we have it lead tin, or tin lead, but up top it's going to be lead tin. Well, I guess we could try to fix it, but... I'm just gonna put it underground and move the belt. I'm not moving everything up here. That is way too much work. Okay, well the tin could come in, because eventually what's gonna happen is these warehouses are just not gonna be here. What's gonna happen is these belts are gonna just be filled from these, because we will no longer be doing this sorting. So eventually this belt will be empty, which will be good. Well, good and bad, I suppose. Okay, so if we pull it here, I mean, there'll be some underground issues. What if instead, no. As much as I want to, like, we could attach them here for now. There's only a few things with the tin. We might be able to just do this with the tin, and then later on when we get more. Yeah, I think later on when we get more, what we'll do is we'll just attach over here. Oh yeah. Because I don't want to attach it to this, because if I attach it to this, this is going to get filled up. So, let's see. There's no nice way I can connect this without causing some problems. Because even if I go straight down, because what's stopping, say, another war that we need from going in and not looking nice? Because, I mean, for a while, this area is not going to look nice as we add more ores. The only possible solution is we attach it over, not over here at the warehouse, but instead attach it right here in this kind of gap to each ore, which there should be enough room to do. The problem is, well, tin I guess we could do a weird exception for because that's used here, here, and here. Yeah, let's just do that. I mean, for now we'll do tin in a weird janky way, but eventually. Okay. Okay. No, let's go ahead and do some underground. And then more underground. And then some power poles. There we go. I try to do the underground on things that are temporary. Because my logic is, okay, well, the thing that is going to be here longer, i.e. this tin belt, which will pretty much be here till the end of the game, versus a ore belt, which will a raw ore belt, is only going to be here for the length of its service in terms of how long the mine actually exists. And then in this case, when you have two permanent belts, you just do whichever one came second gets the underground, or whichever one's gonna use fewer underground. But in either case, there's gonna be a lot. Or if you have underground that can't go that far, and you need to go over a bunch of belts like that, then you would do what I just did. And basically what that means is, so if I have a belt running like this, well, I don't have an underground that can go this distance, but if I have a bunch, say, I don't know, like a bunch of belt coming down like this, the question is, do you put underground like this, even though you don't have an underground that is long enough currently? Or do you just do a bunch of underground going north to south? I personally do north to south in this event, but you're going to do north to south in this event either way, just because you don't have an underground that can go 10 underground belt length. Now, if you are playing with modded belts that do have a underground of that length, then by all means, definitely. But, or if you just don't have it researched as well. And then in this case, we're just going to do a very, very janky. Do I have enough red underground? No, so we're going to make some. And then, where is the red? Oh, it actually can go straight in. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't be able to. There we go. So that will give us a very much needed boost of tin into tin production. Which in turn will give us a boost to the solder, because solder is the main component that we are lacking right now. Let's see, how full is the Bob train? The Bob train is less than 50% full. Why does it feel like this whole thing isn't running as fast as it could be? Is it a power issue? Kind of. I mean, power is pretty maxed. I mean, we do have the accumulators, but I don't want to rely on the accumulators constantly being our extra power. Accumulators are good over, like, at nighttime / in emergencies when we need them. So if we had lasers and had biters, then, like, for instance, when we were being attacked. Let's see, we could go throw down more solar panels, because all this purple is just a blueprint. We have not put the solar panels down yet. How many do we actually have built? 5,000. Okay, we could actually put a whole nother array down. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll turn off solar panels for a little bit, just so we can force some more of those green circuits elsewhere, because solar is a very big dump of green circuits, and if we don't have excess, it could just make sense for us to not use solar right now. We're getting some nice amounts here. I suppose we could actually upgrade this tin as well to the better version that we're using right here to kind of make our tin go a little bit further. Is there a better solder? Let's see. I think there is. Oh, we do have better solder. With copper, silver, and tin. Okay. Maybe we'll look at doing that then soon. What are the other ones? So I know we get... So we're doing the lead and tin. So we are doing one version. Well, we're already doing the second tier. What's tier 3 look like? Oh, actually, I don't want to keep the game paused because I forget when you're in that in single player, it does pause your game. So let's go into here and just look. That's all iron, solder. Interesting. So lead and tin gives us 240. Tin and zinc gives us 240. Or copper, silver, and tin gives us 360. Okay, so maybe we'll look at doing this. Copper, silver, tin. How much silver do we have over here? That's a lot of silver. So we have 121,000. How much copper do we have? Is that 400,000? Yeah, okay. We have plenty of copper stockpiled. One of the nice things is so once the, well, I say once, but we're only at a halfway full of both of these. But once the copper warehouse fills up, this is going to back up, and it will automatically shut off our directly ore sorted copper, which is phenomenal. We have still quite a bit of tin being produced, which is nice, even though we don't have enough of the crushed of the inputs to keep it going. That is because we don't have enough excess here. So we have enough production for this many sorters, but if we're using some extra crushed, well, I say extra, but if we're siphoning off some of the crushed, it doesn't go upstream to get refined further, so the ore sorting here doesn't continue at proper pace. What we could look at doing is we could look at turning some of these offline, which is fine. I mean, they already are offline. These bottom 8. Really, the bottom 6 are for sure off, with the occasional run, because we don't have enough to fully run all of them right now, because we are siphoning off. We could look at upgrading the crushers, so that will provide additional crushed. As long as we maintain an even ratio of machine level. So for instance, this is a flotation cell 1, this is a crusher 1, and this is a ore sorting facility 1. They're ratioed out to be proper, because their speeds are pretty much the same based off the recipes they're doing. But if we change their level. So for instance, we get crusher 2s, and if we take a look at those, right here, it has a crafting speed of 1, or this has a crafting speed of 1.5, and then if we make a crusher 2, it has a crafting speed of 2. And then if we, of course, look at the ore sorting facility, so it's 0.75, and then on these, it has a crafting speed of 1.5. So then it works out for how much we need from here to here, and then if we also look at the flotation cell of 0.75. Now if we make a tier 2, well then it speeds up, and then of course we continue down those paths of different ratios from one to another. And then the bottomonium, we're not making enough crushed right now because we don't have enough ore, but we've already solved that problem. It's just going to take a little bit for that to catch up, because just like in real life, the supply chains in this do take some time for their effects to be felt. So let's go check and see how the solder is doing right here. It is still playing catch up because these have to fill up first, and then this later. Let's actually just go ahead. This is only a short little bit. Let's just go ahead and upgrade it all to red. For throughput. And we already have red underground we can use. Awesome. There we go. That will significantly help. There we go. That is a lot more. Those are both at 7. Those will take a little bit to fill up. Let's just artificially fill them. There we go. And now, yep, we're getting more consistent of everything. And the directly ore sorted tin will eventually run out. Maybe. I mean, there's still quite a lot coming out of the bottom machines, but we don't have the supplied input to consistently keep this belt full of red. Although it would be nice. There are enough machines here to keep it full if they're being kept full, but we're not able to keep them full. For now. Eventually we will. Because eventually what we'll do is we'll actually convert this bottom section into a more crushed. Because I find crushed is what we need the most out of all the tiers. So, the really weird one though is, so when you look at the direct ore sorting for, where is it, chunked items, they need 3 different types. So they need 3 different types of the chunks. And then back down to even the purified, in this case, for tungsten requires 3 of the different purifieds. So it does use more in that sense, but I find that crushed just uses so much. That's fine. It's only for these 4, so it's for the iron, copper, tin, and lead. Those are the 4 crushed direct ore sorting, and then the next several are these chunks. And then you go to the crystals, and then you go to the purified gibbelite, sapphire, and steatite. So we only need to make 3 of them actually go all the way to the top refining tier. Well, it does look like it is that time, so thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys did, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.